Hey, everybody. So last week, I asked you to start a self-talk audit to just pay attention to the internal commentary running in the background of your own head during your day. If you did that, and I hope you all did, if you didn't, do it and then come back and watch this video. I want to ask you something, though. Some of what you heard in there, in here, it sound familiar? Did it sound like, I don't know, somebody you know, somebody in your life, a parent, a coach, a teacher, a spouse, a friend? A boss from 10 years ago who doesn't even work in your industry anymore, who's since retired? I've had that happen. That's not a coincidence. That's the programming we were talking about. You see, back in Shad Helmstetter's research, he identified that by the time we reach adulthood, we could have been told, no, you can't. That won't work. Be more realistic. Or who do you think you are? Statements like that an estimated 148,000 times. 148,000 times we've heard these negative, we can't do it things from parents who are really doing their best, from teachers who are probably under pressure, from peers who are nervous and just trying to fit in. A culture that rewards caution but punishes ambition. None of it was conspiracy. Most of it was actually very well intentioned just to protect you. But the brain doesn't filter for intent. It stores repetition. And repetition becomes belief, and repetition becomes belief, and repetition becomes belief, and belief becomes behavior. See, neuroscience gives us the framework to understand this. Every time a thought is repeated, the neural pathway that carries it gets stronger. It's a process called myelination. Your most repeated thoughts, including the critical ones, become the brain's default routes. The highway system of your thinking, it actually travels automatically. This is why you can know intellectually that you are capable, but still be frozen and scared. The intellectual belief and the neural default are two different systems. And the one that fires faster, the ones that used most often historically, usually wins. So how about this? If your inner voice sounds a lot like your most critical relative from childhood, it's not coincidence. That relative has essentially been living rent-free in your prefrontal cortex for 30 some 50 years in my case. It may be time we give them an eviction notice. But how do we do that? Well, first of all, I want you to know Helmstetter identified 5 levels of self-talk. And they matter because not all self-talk is the same. Some's actually good. Level 1 is the most damaging, though. It's called negative acceptance. I can't do that. I'm terrible with money. I'm not a morning person. I just don't have what it takes. These are the statements that many of us have repeated so many times, they feel like facts. But they're not facts. They're just bad habits. Level 2 is recognition without action. I know I should be doing this differently, but yeah, that but is always terrible. Awareness without commitment. This one feels productive, but it's not. It keeps you in that constant loop. Then there's level 3. This is the beginning of a real change. It's statements like, I no longer, or I am becoming. Statements written in the present tense that describe the direction you're moving. Not where you arrived, but where you're going. I love level 3. But level 4 is positive affirmation grounded in action. Action's required for all of this. Not everything is perfect, but I am someone who shows up even when it is hard. And in level 5, it's actually the rarest universal affirmation that's out there. It is when you get to a level of deep identity level sense of purpose and belonging. And I love that I've been able to get to this one. I'm going to help you get there too. Research suggests that this level develops naturally when levels 3 and 4 become your habits. The point here is not to feel bad about where you've been operating or what level you're on. See, level 1 self-talk isn't a character flaw. It's a program that got installed without your permission. It's a program you learned, and a learned pattern can be unlearned. Or actually, you know what? The truth is, a learned pattern can be replaced with some new programming installed. Cognitive behavioral research is clear on this. You cannot simply stop a thought, though. It doesn't just, I stopped thinking that. It doesn't work that way. But you can crowd it out by deliberately building a competing thought that is repeated with enough frequency that it creates that brand new default, that brand new highway. The old programming doesn't just disappear overnight. It's not like computers where we uninstall it and it's gone forever. But every new, accurate, intentional self-talk statement you repeat, lays that new road. So this week I've actually got two parts for you. Can you handle that? Two things. First, take that audit from last week. That's why I told you got to have it. Sort out what you heard. Were there any of those level 1 statements? Think of where you heard that from. Did you inherit that from somebody else growing up? Which ones maybe are unique to you that you've created? Now, second, write what we call a replacement statement. Write a statement that's in the present tense that says something like, not I will be more confident, but I am someone who handles difficult situations with calm and skill. Then say it out loud. I am someone that handles difficult situations with calm and skill. Say it 10 times a day. Not because it magically becomes true, but because repetition is how your brain builds new roads. It cannot build what it never hears. The way you talk to yourself becomes the story you live.